Hi everyone, good to see you again today. Got this wonderful opportunity to chat with Isabella Sarmiento of This Is It Studios, a local photographer here in Vancouver who does an incredible job in doing documentary style filmmaking and photography. She's well worth a conversation with generally, but I want to take this opportunity of getting her just to say hello before we get started. So, Isabella, tell us a little bit about your business.
Oh, hi everyone. So the business is 5 years old. I started specializing in weddings, and then starting last year, I did um, give more of a focus towards corporate events. I also do family sessions, and then this year, I am focusing more on branding and content creation for creatives and small businesses. I would say like my style is, as you mentioned, it's a very candid documentary approach. So I do like, for weddings, I like capturing those in betweens. For branding sessions, just, highlighting what the business is really about, getting audience or clients to know who the business is. I mean, aside from their service, like who they are, personality, their character, what do they believe in, and those things. For corporate events, pretty much the same. Like I guess my core is candid documentary, so it's really just capturing those in between moments that make your event different from
So, when
other
you
events.
sure, so when you say candid documentary, how is that different to, say, a regular event photographer or wedding photographer?
So I would say like the moments that I look for are the moments that are those nuances wherein you will look back and you won't really think of it right now, but when you look at the photos, it's those moments that you want to capture, like when you see your grandma giving a hug to your nephew or niece and you weren't there to see it. Those moments, like moments similar to that, or when for a wedding, like when the bride is walking down, you know the most common thing is to obviously photograph the groom's reaction or your partner's reaction, but I also capture the reaction of the parents, the guests. Um, if they, for example, like if there's a lot of kids around, them throwing tantrums, it's still kind of like a funny way to remember the day. Or if any accidents happen throughout the day, I still document that because it was part of the story. And it's something I find that clients or couples would like to remember because it adds to the story of their whole wedding. Oh, sorry, my dog. Yeah,
Something we caught on camera.
yeah,
Is that all? You okay?
yeah. I'm okay. Sorry,
Ec-
he's here, so he might bark again.
Okay, no worries. Well, you need to feed him and look after him, but not yourself. So what that I get that in terms of the wedding photographer events. When it comes to branding, do you take the same sort of approach, or is that more um, traditional style branding photography?
I would say the approach is similar. You know, most of my clients are just regular people like you and me. They're not paid models who are in. They're used to being. They're used to having their photo being taken. So at the end of the day, I want to make them comfortable in front of the camera by not by taking away the focus from the camera actually, so letting them just go about their day even though they know it is a photo session, they need the images for for their social media to market their business, but to really like what are they doing every day without the camera while I'm still capturing it. That's basically at the end of the day, that's my mission for these businesses, to highlight their products, their services, at the same time capturing it in the best light. I say what's different about me is I don't try to overly direct. Wherein other photographers, that's their style. Like every inch they really think about. I would say I want the clients or the people that I photograph to go into their natural state, and then I will do some tweaks and tell them like maybe sit over here by the window, or just I'll give them a few prompts, sometimes silly, sometimes serious, but it's because I want to get that reaction for them, that natural and candid reaction. Some people are really good like, oh, can you give me a smile? Like it's a nice authentic smile, but I find that most people are like, oh, 1, 2, 3, smile, and they're like, They give like a fake smile or a nervous smile. So I have to say something. I give them prompts wherein it brings out that candidness. And when people see it and when they see the photo, they're like, oh, that really looks like a natural smile. Because it was a natural smile. So I guess that's the main difference. Um,
And
and
this
then,
is
oh, yeah.
sorry, I was going to interrupt, but this is a way of capturing moments that you've developed over 5 years.
Yes.
I don't want you to give away your secrets, but I'm guessing that ability to build rapport
Mhm.
and to make someone feel comfortable is the essence that really sets you apart.
Yes. And so, like, obviously, prior to like a branding session, I'll ask, whoever I'm photographing a few guided questions so I get to know them a little bit more. And
Okay.
then during the session, obviously, I'll ask them more questions. Yeah.
So you don't just turn up with your iPhone and just hope
Yeah.
to get lucky.
Yeah, no, no, no. Like I think there is a bit of research that's done on my end, especially when I do branding for businesses, because I need to get to know their business, what they're using the photos for. I mean, are they just taking it just because they want photos? Or it also helps me better decide on how to capture these photos. Are they going to use it in a magazine layout? Are they going to use it in social media wherein the layout is square? So having known that, and the ratio of a camera, I know I'm talking about technical terms, is a little bit different, so I need to shoot a little bit different, so when they crop it in, the
Mhm.
essence or the main image is still captured.
Oh,
So
wow.
those things that, it won't, like, probably a brief discovery call or questionnaire I'll send out to my clients just to get to know them. If we need to chat over the phone, for me to get a little bit more, then I'll do that. I'll also check their website. What images do they have? Because I don't want to deliver something that they already have. I also want to give them variety, right? So there is a bit of research done on my part, so that each and every person, like, I am really addressing their needs.
Oh, wow. So you really go above and beyond of what I would have expected for a photographer to do. Um, so who do you serve? Who do you really serve? And who's going to be your best customer? Who's your target audience?
I guess it's very different depending on what service I do.
Mhm.
So obviously, milestone events, like weddings, for family sessions, birthdays, anniversaries, any pivotal moment in your life that you want photographed, and you feel like you are willing to invest that because you see the value of looking back at these photos. At the end of the day, for these events or these moments, I want the client to be in the moment and just forget about the photography, and then once they look at the photos, they're able to relive the event in their, in their eyes. For branding sessions, obviously the client is a little bit different. At the end of the day, I want to help build their business and attract clients towards their business by telling their story in a visual way. For example, in a website, obviously there will be text, but you need those images. They have short attention span. So when people browse through a person's website, there are certain images that will attract them to stay longer in a website, and then they'll read further into the text. Just that's how people view websites nowadays. So those images that will catch your attention, make you like scroll longer in your mobile for 5 or 10 seconds, which might be good enough for them to check your website, click on contact us or
Mhm.
their form, and like have you connect to the client.
Cool. So I'd imagine, particularly when you're talking about milestone events,
Mhm.
things like that. I don't know so much about the branding stuff,
Mhm.
but COVID has had quite a significant impact upon you. What has been the greatest impact of COVID
Uh,
19?
Well, of course, like my bread and butter are my weddings and corporate events. So right now, obviously, all of my wedding clients, either they've scaled down, which is still great that they're still celebrating it this year, or they've been postponed to next year. Same with my corporate events, since most of my corporate events are more than 50 people. So the limitation of having 50 persons, currently, especially in BC, is a limitation. So that has really affected my business. And I think that's why this year, um, I've decided to focus, and also looking long term. that I want to focus more on gaining and helping, small businesses and creatives. And how I can help them is by helping people find them online, which is, it's always been like the way the business is going since before COVID. But more than ever right now, they need to have an online presence that
Hmm.
people can reach out to.
So, with that in mind, and obviously I know you personally, so I know you've been incredibly active. What have been the one or two actions that have been decisive in having an impact on seeing you through COVID that you would do over and over again?
Hmm, that is a loaded question. I think just taking the time to step back and kind of reevaluate why you're doing what you're doing, and finding out your why has helped me or guided me in focusing on what services to offer to my clients and to future clients. When this happened, a lot of people obviously suggested everyone's going online. Why don't you go online too? But the core of my business is really producing images from our clients. As much as I want to go online, do mentorship, which is also down the road what my goals are, it's not something where my heart is right now. So as much as those were great ideas, I really needed to focus on what I really want to do as a business owner.
Wow.
And once I discovered that, I thought of like, you know what, I'll focus on, tapping creatives and small business owners, because I see that obviously, like entrepreneurs, we're all struggling more so, those businesses who have no social presence, who need to be found online so that people go to their like site, their website, because going to the store right now is a 50-50 chance. Some are open, some aren't open yet, and we don't know what will happen in the future, like if we're going to have a second wave and things shut down again. That's going to be hard on them. So I think, just discovering my why and why I want to do and what I want to service, has helped or guided me, and probably pivoting. I know everyone's like pivot. That's like a favorite term now. So, but truly, I guess I have pivoted in terms of re-strategizing on what my specialty is and who I can like target. Not that I'm not doing weddings or corporate events. I'm definitely still open for that. But I think right now, just because of our reality, um, I feel like creatives or small businesses who have no online presence, they need the most help right now.
So, would it be fair to say, and I don't want to put words in your mouth,
Mhm.
that becoming clear as to why you do what you do, and therefore having a better understanding of what gives you both personal and professional fulfillment in doing, has allowed you to be more discerning on the things that you will do as opposed to just doing because you always thought that was the right thing to do.
Yes, definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, what your drive, what your heart, what you're passionate about, it drives you to do your business, right? And if you get lost in the way or in why are you doing what you're doing, then your strategies get lost as well, wherein you're kind of just shooting, hoping clients will come and not giving yourself direction.
Okay, so it's an interesting question I want to pose to you. It's been said smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn the mistakes of others. What mistakes did you make along the way, and how can other entrepreneurs learn from you?
Hmm. I guess my biggest mistake was the perception that Instagram likes will equate to sales. So I guess the first year of my business, first year or two, I really focused on building my Instagram following. But
Mhm.
then I realized I wasn't really getting inquiries from Instagram. I got zero sales from Instagram. And then someone asked me, well, where are your clients coming from? So they actually are from word of mouth or referrals. So
Mhm.
when I quickly had a light bulb idea, like, why am I putting effort into Instagram when I get zero clients from there? So I decided to shift my focus into networking, which is what I've been doing anyway since before. But the first year I was really like on on my Instagram, on my phone, very like meticulous about posting almost every day, certain time, and really watching the likes go up, but it really did not result into dollar value eventually. And so when I found that, word of mouth and referral was where my paying clients, where I was getting my paying clients, I gave more effort into, attending more networking events, booking coffee sessions with people who I feel like I can help their business and vice versa, and building those connections in that community.
That's awesome because there's such a push for everyone to have social media presence.
Yeah.
Um, would it be fair to say that being able to, therefore, after that first year of all that Instagram activity, to be able to reflect and see where your work has gone, to test, measure what's working and what isn't, was then you were able to choose how best to spend your time and energy, as you say, doing an awful lot more networking.
Yeah, definitely. My Instagram is still active just because I love using Instagram and I like showcasing my work still. I think, in terms of my clients, that's the first thing they look at. They look at your Instagram, then they look at your website. So I just want to let people know that I am still a working photographer. But in terms of, booking clients, it really comes from referrals. And yeah, and so just knowing what to focus on, like probably now I do maybe 20% social media, and then probably 80% more on networking.
Cool.
And I think that has given me more of a return. It's not an instant return, I would say, but I would say it's more of a long term strategy. And the clients that I get from word of mouth, it's pretty much the ideal clients that I want to target. Maybe because, I do give time and effort in meeting these, possible partners or vendors that I want to work with.
Cool, cool. So I think I know the answer to this next question. I've only got two more, so we're near the end of this interrogation. I've got your email, I've got your website and phone number. Anything else you'd like to add, or an offer? Maybe your Instagram account where people can get to see more of your stuff.
Yeah, so I actually have two different Instagram accounts now. So the weddings and family sessions are under at This Is It Studios,
Yeah.
while my branding and corporate events, it's under This Is It Studios Corporate. I'm also doing a partnership right now with an event space called Creative Space Collective. So we're doing a 1 day mini session marathon, I would say, that's targeted to creatives and small businesses. So if you check my website and go to the blog, it's the first two posts there. I can also share the link with you if you want.
If you could,
But
please.
yeah, I can share the link with you. But if you check the website, it's over under blog, and you'll find it there.
Cool. Last question, then you can go back and do some more stuff. Tell me, what's the most inspiring thing to you today?
What is inspiring me today? I think just seeing the light at the end of the tunnel is actually refueling or making me excited about the things that I do towards my business. I know I am kind of slightly pivoting away from my focus, but the service is still the same, just different clientele right now. And I think addressing this and really focusing on a different client right now is giving me some excitement, wherein I never really focused on this. Like, I guess my branding clients before, as I mentioned, they were word of mouth referrals. So I never really gave any marketing efforts in attracting more. But now that I want to focus more on this, especially this year, it's making me excited on, I wonder if my efforts like it will it result to more bookings. It's just exciting as a business owner to find passion, and not like, the first few months of COVID, or the first month at least, it was really heartbreaking for us, what photographers and people in the events industry, because we weren't allowed to hold any sort of event, right? So now that like the economy is starting to, go back slowly, it's just even though I have a different focus, it's just nice to know to do something different that I was kind of focusing last year.
Fantastic. Look, I just want to thank you for sharing your time with me this morning and your insights. Your energy, your passion for what you do for people really comes across when you talk. It's you shine the light on people's events, their memories, and allow them to focus on them time and time again by having these great mementos of the moment. So really appreciate that, Isabella. Continue doing the great work, and looking forward to catching up with you again soon.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks. Nice chatting.
Thank you.